All right, in the interest of time, we're going to get started right away. We'll just share a little bit about the purpose of the School Learning Network. Last fall, when we came together as a planning committee for Pact for Families, we talked about school engagement and how we want to increase school engagement across the service region. So what we have developed is a school liaison position. And then in January, we lost, or some of our PFS funding ended. So then we were having a gap in substance use prevention across the region as well. So we were putting our minds together to try and figure out a way that we could engage schools more effectively and also promote substance use prevention within our school districts and in our communities. And one of the things that came out of that conversation at the 9 to 25 committee was that we could maybe try and pull together a learning network for our school districts to come together and learn about the different statutes that are coming into play in 2026 and 2027 for substance use and mental health education statutes. So that's we're going to start the learning networks off that way, and we're hoping that the feedback that we gather from these meetings will help us to launch a full school learning network in the fall that will meet the needs of school districts and communities. So I'm going to turn it right over to Jeremy and Laura, who are going to lead us through today's session focused on the statute changes coming to our districts beginning in the fall of 2026. And you're on.
Do you have the PowerPoint up?
Yeah, I will put that right up right now. I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see. Bear with me. Okay, everybody can see the slides. And put that. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome to Learning Network Session 1. Minnesota Mental Health and Substance Use Education Requirements. This is by Pact for Families in collaboration with County Social Services, schools, and regional Pact partners. Special thanks to Minnesota Prevention Alliance, Minnesota Prevention Alliance Foundation, and the Minnesota Department of Education.
Oh, can everybody hear us? Okay, I should have asked that from the very beginning, and now I lost you guys here.
Yes, we can hear you.
Advance the slide. All right, today's focus is to provide an overview of new and existing statutory requirements, clarify what schools are expected to implement, introduce how MPA and partners can support schools, and why this matters right now. The new requirements are being phased in for the 2026-2027 school year. Schools are expected to deliver mental health instruction, substance use prevention, and cannabis education. An increased emphasis on prevention, early intervention, and whole student support. By the end of this session, participants will understand the key statutes related to mental health education, substance use prevention, identify what is required versus what is flexible, begin connecting requirements with practical implementation, and learn how statewide support such as MPA, MDE, and PACT can assist. And just for clarity's sake, that's the Minnesota Prevention Alliance, Minnesota Prevention Alliance Foundation, Minnesota Department of Education, and putting all communities together, Pact for Families, how we can assist. So the big picture, Minnesota is moving towards integrated student support systems, prevention instead of reaction, alignment between education, public health, and behavioral health. I also want to put out there, if anyone has any questions, you can put them in the chat, but we're going to respond to questions towards the latter end of this presentation. So if you have any questions, write them down or put them in the chat. We can reference them when the presentation, the slide deck is over, and we will address those. And we have subject matter experts here to answer all of your questions. All right, key statutes overview. Today we will highlight 120B.021 academic standards, health education, 120B.21 mental health instruction, 121A 121A.20 substance use prevention, 120B.215 cannabis education, statutes 245.487 and 245.488, Children's Mental Health Act. Also 121A.212, student supports, and the 2023 Education Omnibus Bill HF 2497-SF 2684. So 120B.021, this is health education standards. In a nutshell, it requires inclusion of mental health, requires substance use prevention, and social emotional learning. Must be embedded in academic instruction. Implication is prevention is a part of the classroom, not separate from programming. I'm very excited about that. The mental health instruction requirement, again, this is 120B .21. It's required for grades 4 through 12. And this will vary by bill, which we'll clarify as we go. Required for grades 4 through 12 must include health literacy, suicide prevention, coping and help-seeking skills. Implementation is required by 2026-2027 school years. Implication, I keep saying implementation, but I mean implication is schools must deliver structured mental health education. Let me find my words. All right, 121A.20. Substance use prevention, one of my personal passions. Requires prevention education addressing alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. The bill stipulates it must be ongoing, or the statute stipulates it must be ongoing and developmentally appropriate to age. The implication is prevention must be consistent, not just one-time events. So cannabis education. Required instruction includes brain development impacts, addiction risks, signs of substance use disorder, overdose awareness, which includes fentanyl, coping and decision-making skills, also required by the 2026-2027 school year. The implication is a curriculum must be science-based and comprehensive. You can also say evidence-based. Again, that is bill or statute 120B.215. All right, 245.487 and 245.488. The Children's Mental Health Act emphasizes early identification, family involvement, cross-system coordination. The implication is schools are part of a larger system of care. All right, 121A.212. This expands access to school counselors, social workers, mental health supports. The implication is schools are expected to support whole student needs. And we understand there's a lot of these supports with school-linked behavioral health in different schools, but our discussions will, the exciting thing about this is our discussions will expand to broaden that and see what schools have in terms of their own resources and what resources our partnerships can also bring to the table. the 2023 Education Omnibus Bill, HF 2497/SF2684. Increased funding for school-linked mental health and support staff. We should all be going yay for that. Expanded expectations for mental health instruction, trauma-informed practices. The implication is this: policy plus funding are aligned toward prevention systems. So this is what schools are responsible for now. Schools must deliver mental health curriculum, provide substance use prevention education, include cannabis education, support student well-being, and coordinate with families and community systems. Sounds like a lot, but with doing this together, I think we can make it more doable, more manageable, take some of the scariness out of it. The key takeaways from this is that this is just not a curriculum requirement. It's actually a shift. It's prevention plus mental health plus whole system support. So where MDE comes in, MDE provides core guidance and baseline resources for all districts. You'll notice that there is a website link to that so that you can each review that on your own. But Minnesota specific standard REACH lab curriculum, safety first prevention resources, supplemental fentanyl toolkit, overdose prevention, recognition and response, ongoing guidance aligned with Minnesota health education standards. All of those things can be found on that website link, which will be provided. Where the Minnesota Prevention Alliance comes in, PACT, our partners, and the Minnesota Prevention Alliance provides training and workforce development, evidence-based prevention strategies, statewide collaboration and resource sharing, and you are able to contact Laura at the email below. Laura, did I miss anything there, or do you have anything that you would add to that?
No, you covered everything that we're providing currently. And so I'm happy to be here and happy that you have this presentation. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
That was real loud.
Oh, all right. And now where the Minnesota Prevention Alliance Foundation comes in, and just for the purpose of everyone's awareness, Laura is the founder of the Minnesota Prevention Alliance and the Minnesota Prevention Alliance Foundation. They are two distinct entities, but very collaborative in their work. They have different emphasis, and I'm privileged to serve with Laura in serving on a board for each of those, which is a great joy to me. But the Minnesota Prevention Alliance supports curriculum, supplemental support, school-based prevention initiatives, research and evaluation, alignment with statewide prevention efforts, and is a statewide a resource, as is MPA. And the neat thing about the MPA, the Minnesota Prevention Alliance Foundation, is also the Research Advisory Council, which Laura will be able to speak more to shortly. Unless you had something you wanted to share right now, Laura.
I just want to add that we have many resources up there when it comes to the cannabis statute language. And so I encourage people to go to our website, and our website is actually this slide I'm seeing is incorrect. It should be mpafoundation.org and go to the calendars. And that is where we have a lot of open office hours, but we also have a resource page found on our website, mpafoundation.org. So please visit us there for more information.
We will get that corrected and sent out. That would be Jeremy's fault. So I'll take responsibility on that one. All right. Another exciting opportunity for connection is the MPA office hours and coffee hour. You can join the MPA office hours for guidance, collaboration, and real-time support as you plan and implement mental health and substance use education requirements. Again, there's curriculum, which is supplemental support. We offer school-based prevention initiatives, research and evaluation, alignment with statewide prevention efforts. Laura, is there anything that you wanted to add on that one?
Yeah, I do want to do point of clarification. So with NPA, with our coalition, we do have quarterly meetings, and on the off months, open to anybody who wants to join us during our coffee hours. For the foundation, we have opened up some office hours. And so again, that website that's listed there is currently incorrect, but will be fixed. But you can find those open office hours on npafoundation.org under the calendar there. And you can see that we're going to be offering one a month leading up in the next couple months. And then we're going to have 2 open office hours where school administration personnel, if you have any questions regarding the cannabis statute work, please feel free to hop on, and you can find those dates there. The next NPA Foundation open office hours is coming up on April 9th, Thursday, April 9th at 10 o'clock. And we do leave the Zoom link open for an hour. There's no registration necessary. Just hop on if you have any questions regarding the cannabis statute work, and I'd be happy to help you.
Yes, and Laura is a resident expert on this, so she is a great resource. And Laura, is it safe to say if they would like to get on the listserv, they can just email you at mpafound@gmail.com?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Feel free to
Okay.
email me, and I'd be happy to help you get what you need.
All right, thank you. So where PACT comes in, would you like to? Oh,
Sure, I can.
okay,
So, while we are working on building our system of care, and that's where we kind of fit into this whole thing, but we do offer wraparound services. We have family engagement strategies and coordination between school, home, and communities. And we're doing all of this work in partnership with all of our counties, our county social services and public health departments, and of course, with our school districts and our educators. We also have partners who are community-based providers and organizations like Western Mental Health, Woodland Centers, and Greater Minnesota Family Services are the 3 largest mental health agencies that we work with, and they are partnering with us on this school learning network. And we also work with the substance use prevention coalitions in partnership with our public health departments across the 5 counties of Candy, Ojai, Meeker, McLeod, Renville, and Yellow Medicine counties.
all right, thank you, Sarah. So putting it together, schools do not have to do this alone. Probably air quotes, schools do not have to do this alone. This partnership offers curriculum support, staff training, family engagement strategies, and direct support for high need students. So in looking ahead, future sessions will focus on curriculum selection and implementation, building prevention into the school day, family engagement strategies, aligning with MTSS and existing systems.
MTSS.
That is a good question. I am drawing a blank right now. I will follow up. Oh, go ahead.
You want to know what MTSS stands for?
Yes.
It's multi-tiered systems of support.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
See, it takes a community. All right. So we would like to hear from you. What feels clear, what feels challenging, and what support would be most helpful. So this is the opportunity to ask your questions, and I'm going to hand the baton over to Laura. I'll be on for a few more minutes, but this is a discussion, so let's chat.
Are there more slides after this, or should I stop sharing?
There is a slide of the references and citations that you can share.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So in closing, we'd like to thank you for your time and participation. We look forward to working together to support students, families, schools across Minnesota. I want to thank Western Mental Health, Yellow Medicine County, PACT for Families, Renville County, Candy County, McLeod County, Woodland Centers, Meeker County, Candy County Public Health, and Meeker County Family Services. The references will be on the last slide.
Right. So we'll have this slideshow put together and sent out so that you can access all of the links, but we'll go back to the questions, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we can talk through what feels clear, any challenges that you see with the changes, and how we can support more effectively through our partnerships. All right, I don't see any questions in the chat. Laura, do you want to start just by explaining a little bit more about the curriculum checklist that there is available and sharing some of the information that you have on upcoming curriculum opportunities?
Sure, I would love to. So again, I'm speaking toward the MPA Foundation at this point that was newly founded last year, and we have our website, so mpafoundation.org. That is where you're going to find the most up-to-date information regarding the work that we are currently doing to help schools in Minnesota implement specifically the cannabis statute requirements. And on that website under resources, you can find a December 11th webinar where we talked about how schools can start preparing for this statute requirement coming up for this fall of 2026 to 2027. You'll also find a PDF that talks about the list of recommended cannabis and other ATOD curriculums that we have recommended. Our group, the Research Advisory Council through the foundation, and with our work through an MDE contract, went through a lot of the cannabis curriculums to figure out, cross-referenced which curriculums that are currently out there will satisfy the requirements of the statute. And so we've done that work for you, and we've highlighted 3 of the recommended curriculum that is currently out there. The first one is Stanford Reach Talk. There's another one through NIDA, the facts you need to know. And then the third one is PPW, and they're a company out of Florida, Prevention Plus Wellness. I think I'm just getting the name wrong, but PPW, that curriculum is a one-time classroom presentation, but that curriculum does cost $599 at the last time that we looked. And so the first 2 that we do recommend and rated higher than that third are free. And that is good news to your schools, because obviously with the mandated curriculum and there's no funding behind it, free is good. And so with that being said, I recommend you guys looking over the list. If you currently already have a curriculum in place, say life skills or Too Smart to Start, we do have a checklist where you can compare what is needed according to the statute with what you're already implementing. And so look for the checklist on that resource page. If at any time you guys have questions, want us to look at something that you already have in place, please let us know. The one important thing that I want everybody to know is that even the top 3 recommended cannabis curriculums don't satisfy all of the requirements set aside in the statute. All of them are missing overdose prevention, recognition, and response. They're all missing local treatment options, and they're all missing local prevention resources. So I will refer to them as supplemental information, and that is something that our foundation is working on providing for you. So very shortly, in the next couple of weeks, we will have a guidebook that we will have on our website where you can find overdose prevention, recognition, and response information, local prevention resources, and local treatment options, along with the fentanyl information. One other important thing that's coming down to Minnesota is MDE has signed a contract with Stanford Reach, and they will be doing a Minnesota specific curriculum for you all that will actually check all those boxes except for the treatment options and prevention options. And that will be free for people to use. And so all you would need to go is to Stanford's website and print off and utilize the information there. And you will have checked off most of all of your needs, specifically with the curriculum. So that is wonderful news for you all that MDE has taken this on and provided that information. So for any supplemental information, the Minnesota Prevention Alliance foundation, we will be the lead there and provide that information to you. And we are putting it up on our website when it becomes available for you all. And our services are free. So please reach out if you would need any information there. So are there any other questions now that I've went through a little bit about the cannabis statute work?
I guess I'm just really curious to find out where schools are at when it comes to these statute changes. If any of the school districts on would like to comment about your readiness to implement some of these things, that would be helpful.
At YME, we are at the point where we selected the curriculum we want to use, the Stanford Smart Talk, I believe it's called. So we're meeting we were going to work on it through our health department, but our health department only teaches 7th, 8th, and 10th graders. So now I got to find a way to make it more broad across our school. So we're thinking about doing it during advisory time. And then that also educates our staff as well. Yeah. We're starting. We have a good connection with Western Mental Health within our own building too. So I don't know. I think the vague part of it when they said you have to do cannabis education, which we get, but they didn't say like every kid all year long, like they just said, here, do it. So we get that, but
they do give you ranges. And so
okay.
The general rule is that for middle school, you have to at least address it once in 5th through 8th grade. And then they have to see it in 9th through 12th grade as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough for our kids, but I'm sure you all agree.
Alongside of that, many of you guys might know that currently MDE is going through the public health hearings on the health education standards. And so with those new proposed standards, there is more ATOD information that it will be coming down, but that'll take a couple of years for that to take an effect. You guys still have time to make public comments on that. There's hearings coming up April 13th and 14th. If you want more information on that and have a say on the health education standards, you can please reach out to Sarah or myself and I can help walk you through that too. But there is a draft proposal out there. And once that's been approved, it'll take a couple years to go in. And so for now, you have to follow the mental health, the vaping, and the cannabis statutes as they are. Sarah, do you see any other questions?
I do not see any other questions. Are there any other school districts that would like to chime in about your current efforts? All right, well, we said we were going to keep this short, so we're at 30 minutes. And is there a resource page that encompasses all of the requirements clearly? I believe the MPA website does have the resources listed, and I do have 3 documents that I'm going to be sending out following the meeting with the checklist and the curriculum lists that Laura talked about that came directly from their website. So I will share those up directly with everyone as well.
And it's not a 1-page, we have made a 5-pager for you. And so when you look on the resource page, look for the 5-page. Eventually I will separate that out. But yes, we did try to do an over-encompassing what are the requirements for mental health and vaping and cannabis in one to help through this transition, to start with the big picture. But then you'll see that we focus solely on the cannabis piece for the foundation work. And that's on their website already. So you can go to the MPA Foundation under resources and look for that 5-page PDF. It's probably near the bottom of that page, Nicole, FYI. And if there's anything else that would be more useful as we move forward, at least for the cannabis statute, please reach out to me and we would be willing to develop anything that you might need to make your job easier. So let us know.
So for the next learning session, we did discuss walking through some of those curriculum options. So I'm not sure if you have ideas that you would like us to address through these learning sessions. That would be helpful to send that email to me and let me know kind of what you want these sessions to teach you, to what resources you are looking for to help move all of this work forward. So any questions, feel free to reach out. We're working with our partners to ensure that this is a meaningful time. So questions and feedback are very welcome. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.